Trapped in flesh, I had always known that Grandma was a little odd. The way she would fuss over me, constantly plying me with strange herbal concoctions and tonics, insisting that they were good for my health. At the time, I had simply chalked it up to the eccentricities of old age, dutifully swallowing the foul-tasting potions without complaint. After all, she was family, and no matter how peculiar her behaviors may have seemed, I could never bring myself to outright refuse her. There was a certain earnestness in the way she cared for me, a maternal devotion that, despite its oddities, I found comforting in its own way. But then one day, everything changed. I awoke with a start, my senses assaulted by a wave of unfamiliar sensations. The world around me seemed distorted, colors muted and shapes blurred, as if I were peering through a thick veil. And my body, it felt foreign, heavy and cumbersome in a way that I had never experienced before. Panic began to set in as I struggled to make sense of my predicament. Where was I? What had happened? Frantically, I tried to take stock of my surroundings, desperate to find some clue that would unlock the mystery of my strange new circumstances. And then I saw it, a flash of movement in the corner of my vision, a figure seated in a worn, high-backed chair. I turned my head, the motion sluggish and labored, and there she was, Grandma, her features twisted into a satisfied, almost triumphant grin. But something was wrong, terribly wrong. Her eyes, once warm and kindly, now gleamed with a malevolent intelligence that sent a chill down my spine. And her posture, the way she carried herself, it was all wrong, a subtle, unsettling shift that belied the truth of what had transpired. What have you done?" I croaked, my voice weak and trembling. Grandma's grin only widened, her bony fingers reaching up to pluck a cigarette from the pack resting on the arm of the chair. "Done," she echoed, her tone laced with a chilling amusement. "Why, my dear, I've simply given you what you've always wanted, a chance to experience the world through my eyes." I stared at her, horrified realization dawning as the pieces began to fall into place. The potions, the strange behaviors, the unsettling presence that had always seemed to linger just beyond my comprehension. It all made a twisted sort of sense now. Somehow, some way, Grandma had orchestrated a monstrous transference, trapping my consciousness within her own aging, rapidly deteriorating body. And now she sat there, calmly smoking her cigarette, as if she had merely swapped places with me for a leisurely afternoon tea. "No," I breathed, the word a desperate, anguished plea. "This can't be happening. Let me out of here, Grandma, please." But she only chuckled, the sound hollow and devoid of any warmth. "Oh, my dear child, don't you understand? This is happening, and there's nothing you can do to stop it." With that, she rose from the chair, my own youthful body moving with a sinister, predatory grace that sent a shiver of revulsion down my spine. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a life to reclaim. Enjoy your stay, won't you?" And as she turned and strode from the room, leaving me trapped in this withered, failing shell, I knew with a sinking certainty that my nightmare had only just begun.